Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive with us.
Yeah, whoa.
Today we're going to be looking at how to make appointments in English.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I feel like this is something that even for experienced English speakers, you still kind of have to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And it's more than just, booking a time slot. It's about navigating those social expectations and cultural nuances.
Right, exactly.
And of course, using the right phrases to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly. And then to really get into this, we've found this awesome YouTube channel, and they've got these like role play videos of people making appointments, which is super helpful.
Observational learning is really
bad.
powerful, just seeing how these interactions play out in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It can really help solidify those concepts.
So let's just jump right into it, and we'll start with like a classic scenario I feel like most of us have been in, which is making a doctor's appointment.
Okay, sounds good.
So picture this. Our friend Marco needs to schedule a checkup. It's his first time visiting this clinic.
Yeah.
So he calls him up, and he says, "Hi, I'd like to schedule an appointment with Dr. Smith.
Okay.
This would be my first visit, and I'm looking for a general checkup."
Nice. So right off the bat, he's being super clear, stating exactly what he needs.
Yeah, he's laying it all out. And then the receptionist offers him a couple of options.
Okay.
And Marco says, "Could I book a time around 10 a.m.?
Okay.
I'm flexible, though."
I like that he offers a preference, but, he's still open.
Yeah.
It's that balance, being assertive, but also flexible.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, at the end of the call, he's like, "Thank you so much."
A lightness goes a long way,
Right. It never hurts.
especially in situations where you're requesting something from someone.
Okay, so now let's talk about what happens if you have to reschedule an appointment.
Uh,
I hate doing that.
yeah, it can be awkward,
It's so awkward.
but it's a part of life sometimes.
It is a part of life. So
Yeah.
in our source material, Erica, she calls the clinic and she says, "Hi, I have an appointment scheduled for Tuesday, but unfortunately something came up and I'm wondering if I could reschedule for Thursday instead."
Okay, so she apologizes right away, which is always a good move.
Yeah, sets a good tone.
Yeah, and she's very clear about the day that she's aiming for.
Yeah, she is.
But then she adds, morning would be great if possible.
I like that.
So again, offering that flexibility,
Yeah.
which is key.
It's really smart because she's like preempting the receptionist from being like, "Oh no."
Right, exactly. It kind of acknowledges the potential inconvenience, which makes the whole interaction smoother.
So smart.
Good.
Okay, so the YouTube channel that we're using, they have like a Q&A section where viewers can ask questions about specific situations.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought that was really interesting. So one viewer, Sarah, she asked, "How do I politely ask for an earlier appointment time?"
Ooh, good question.
Because sometimes those preset slots just don't work.
No, they don't.
And the channel recommended phrases like, "Is there any chance I could come in a bit earlier?"
I like that.
Or, "Would an earlier time be possible at all?"
Yeah, those are great because they convey that sense of urgency without sounding too demanding.
Yeah, I like that they use a bit too. It just softens it a bit.
It's subtle, but it makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, another viewer, Ben, asked, "How do I cancel an appointment without sounding rude?"
That's the question we all want to know.
Right, because sometimes you just got to cancel.
We do.
So what do they say?
Well, they recommended a very simple but effective phrase. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make my appointment and need to cancel it. I apologize for any inconvenience this may cause.
Okay, I like that.
Straightforward, but still polite.
Yeah, and it takes responsibility.
Yes, it acknowledges that your actions have an impact on other people.
Exactly. So we've looked at the doctor's office now. I want to know, how does the language change when we're in a more casual setting like a hair salon?
Oh, yeah. That's a great question because the context definitely influences the level of formality.
Yeah, does all this polite phrasing go out the window?
Well, stay tuned because that's exactly what we'll be exploring next.
All right, looking forward to it.
Me too.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back, you guys.
So we were talking about doctor's appointments, but now I'm curious.
Yeah.
How does this work when we're making appointments in a more casual setting?
That's a great question.
Like at a salon, for example.
Yeah, for sure. Because, the setting really does play a role in how formal we need to be.
Right.
So let's imagine Erica calling to book a haircut with Marco.
Okay.
In the video, she just says, "Hey, Marco, it's Erica.
Uh-huh.
I'd love to schedule a haircut sometime this week."
I noticed there's no like, "Good morning" or "How are you?"
Right, exactly. It's much more direct and friendly.
Yeah, totally. And then Marco, being the awesome stylist that he is, says, "Hey, Erica, great to hear from you.
Okay.
What day are you thinking?"
So it's very casual.
Yeah. And Erica replies, I was hoping for Saturday morning.
Okay.
Any chance you have something open then?
I like that she uses "I was hoping for."
Yeah.
It's still polite. It's not demanding.
Right. She's not like, give me Saturday.
Right. Exactly. It's like a gentle suggestion.
Okay, one thing that really stood out to me from the YouTube channel
Yeah.
was how much they emphasized active listening
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
when you're making an appointment.
It's super important. It's not just about you talking.
No, it's a two-way street. You need to make sure you're understanding everything correctly.
Totally. And they had some great tips. Like if their receptionist is like listing off a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be like, wait, hold on, let me repeat that back to you.
That's so important. It prevents like miscommunications and stuff.
Yeah. And it also gives you a moment to process all the information.
And it shows the other person that you're really listening and engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Another tip was to not be shy about asking clarifying questions.
Okay, like what?
Like, just to confirm, is that appointment for a general checkup
Okay.
or a follow-up visit?
Yeah, because sometimes we hesitate to ask those questions.
We do.
But it's always better to clarify
Right.
than to end up at the wrong appointment. It's funny because I remember when I first moved abroad, even simple things like ordering a coffee or asking for directions, I was so nervous to use English.
It can be intimidating.
Yeah, but at the YouTube channel, they actually talked about this.
Oh, that's good.
And they reminded viewers, like, it's okay to make mistakes.
It is.
It's all part of the process.
It's how we learn, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they actually encouraged viewers to laugh at themselves a little bit.
That's good advice because, let's be real, sometimes the miscommunications are kind of funny.
Oh, totally. I have so many stories.
Me too, actually.
You.
I once tried to schedule a dentist appointment in Spain,
Uh-huh.
and I accidentally told the receptionist I wanted to extract all my teeth.
Oh, my God.
We both just started laughing.
I love that. Yeah, and then she corrected me and I got my teeth cleaned.
That's a perfect example of how humor can just,
Yeah.
diffuse the situation.
Absolutely.
So, okay, we've talked about different settings, active listening.
Embracing those language slip-ups. But what about those really important appointments?
Oh, yeah, the high-stakes ones?
Like job interviews or
Yeah.
specialist consultations where the stakes are a little bit higher?
Those are the ones where clear communication is just absolutely crucial.
Yeah, we'll get into those right after this. All right, so we're back. And I feel like now we have to address the elephant in the room, which is those really important appointments.
Yeah, the ones that make you a little nervous.
Like job interviews or, when you're meeting a specialist,
Oh, yeah.
where it feels like the stakes are just a bit higher.
It's true. You definitely want to make sure you're extra clear and prepared.
Exactly. And in those situations, the YouTube channel had this really interesting analogy.
What was it?
They compared it to a chess match,
Ooh, I like that.
where you have to think ahead
Yeah,
about each move that you're making.
because in a chess match, one wrong move can mess everything up.
Exactly. And their top tip for these high-pressure appointments was to over-communicate.
Okay, so what do you mean?
Don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions, even if you think you already know the answer.
Oh, that makes sense.
Let's say you're scheduling a job interview.
Okay.
Don't just confirm the date and time.
Right.
You could also ask about the format of the interview.
Okay.
Is it going to be a panel interview?
Mm-hmm.
Who am I going to be meeting with?
Yeah.
Is there anything specific I need to bring?
That's so smart because it shows that you're really thinking ahead.
Yeah, and it shows that you care.
Yeah, and that you're prepared.
Exactly. Another tip that they had and that I personally love
What's that?
is to make a checklist.
A checklist.
Write down all the key details.
Okay.
So the date, the time, the location,
Right.
the contact information,
Yeah.
any specific instructions.
Oh, I love checklists.
It just makes everything so much easier,
Yeah, it really does help to have everything written down in one place.
especially when you're feeling stressed.
For sure.
Now, another tip, and this one I thought was really interesting, is to actually practice your key phrases beforehand,
Oh, that's a good one.
especially if you're dealing with something that's a little bit more specialized.
Yeah, like a medical appointment or something.
Yeah, or like a financial consultation.
Where they use specific terms.
Exactly, and it might be a little hard to understand.
Right.
So you could practice how you're going to introduce yourself.
Okay.
State your needs and ask those clarifying questions.
I feel like that would really boost your confidence.
Oh, yeah. It's like a little pep talk before the big moment.
Okay, so we've talked about preparing for the appointment, but what about confirming those important appointments?
Right, because sometimes things get lost in translation.
Or, schedules change.
Exactly. And for these important appointments, you don't want to miss them.
Definitely not.
So the YouTube channel was a big advocate for being proactive
Okay.
and confirming everything.
So don't just assume everything's good to go.
No. Send a quick email.
Okay.
Or give them a call.
All right.
Like a day or two before.
Got
It's a double check.
Yeah, just a little extra peace of mind
Yeah, right.
that everything is still on track.
But even with all the preparation in the world, sometimes things don't go to plan.
Right, like what if there's a language barrier?
Yeah, what if they're speaking too fast?
Or they use a word you don't understand?
And that's where those active listening skills that we were talking about really come in handy.
So true.
Don't be afraid to ask for clarification.
Exactly. Like, could you repeat that, please?
Yeah. Or would you mind speaking a bit slower?
Those are totally fine to say.
And if you're still having trouble understanding,
Yeah.
try paraphrasing what you think they said.
Okay.
And just say, like, is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's a great way to double check your understanding.
Exactly.
I think the key takeaway here is that it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah, don't be afraid to say, I'm not sure I understand.
Most people are happy to help.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Okay, I feel like we've covered so much today
we have.
about making appointments.
From casual to high stakes.
And you know what it made me realize is that
What's that?
it's more than just logistics.
Tell me more.
It's about like building connections
Yeah,
and understanding,
like that.
like the complexities of human interaction.
It is, because at the end of the day, you're communicating with another person.
Right. So next time you have to schedule an appointment,
Yeah.
just approach it with a sense of curiosity
Okay.
and a willingness to learn and connect with the person you're talking to.
I love that.
Yeah.
Great advice.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into making appointments in English.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
We hope you learned some useful tips and techniques.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.